Okay, so what up? Hey, fine, put that fucking thing down. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to that shit. No. Okay, so I decided to get on and just my channel's changing, so talk about like right now I'm watching Nick Pope talking about he's talking about the Lonnie Zamora UFO case. But I'm going to give you a synopsis what I think is up, guys. Okay, so I think there's several different kinds of UFOs that we come in contact with, and some of them are released by Pentagon and stuff nowadays. Actually, to that point where we're actually having our government release UFO stuff now. Some of the UFOs, they have a way to like push like steam off them, so that if you're seeing them in broad daylight, you're going to think it's a little cloud. So that's what I think. That's the theory behind one of my latest UFO things on my other channel is that that's how they kind of hide the structure of the UFO by pushing out this steam, which kind of makes up a little bit of a cloud. So that's a new theory I got on a partial cloaking they use, and I think the steam might actually be a product of the UFO itself. Anyway, so it just comes in handy. It's like an exhaust steam. So, but anyway. What I want to say was, these guys are always talking about, various reasons for this, that, and the other, like the Lonnie Zamora UFO sighting. He was a police officer, spotted something landed in the desert. It was egg-shaped. It had a symbol on it. Okay. And then he said the people that got out had like some kind of suits on of unknown origin, and they were white suits, and they were small humans. Okay, so anyway, they go on to talk about this stuff here on this. I'm watching it, and I'm like, well, okay, so if they were small humans, what would that probably tell you? If they were small humans with big hips, that they were probably midgets. But no, they weren't. They were just considered, small people. So this was not a lunar landing tester. Now, if it was a lunar landing tester, okay, and we were getting bumped up or helped out by extraterrestrials, and they were showing us how to make a lunar LEM, whatever you want to call it, vehicle, function properly, maybe. But at the same time, you can't say that, because in my belief system is UFOs have several different ways of ignition, of source of to combat gravity and actually debunk gravity and make gravity obsolete. So these vehicles they use sometimes, though, they do use typical flames, thrust looking kind of stuff coming off of them. So from time to time, depending on what kind of UFO you're looking at, what it's doing, what mode it's in, is it ready for regular propulsion, or is it just using some kind of form of regular propulsion, maybe radioactive, or whatever source it starts out with, and then it kicks in its main engines. So what Lonnie Moore saw was not a lunar LEM test. It was a UFO. It was a UFO that was just farting around. It was a lot of them were that back in the day when we were trying to do stuff in space, and as well around our military installations. So it's not unusual that Lonnie Moore in New Mexico, saw that UFO. And no, I don't think they were normal people. They probably were biological robots of some kind. Maybe they were working for somebody else, but maybe they were also in cahoots with some of our Space Force, kind of help us along. So that's my theory on the Lonnie Zamora UFO case. Doesn't mean that verbatim, these were just extraterrestrials, but more like robots. Okay, now being said, think about it this way. All the stuff that you're seeing from DARPA, which is really just media press robots, okay? Think about the kinds of gifts we may have been given, red herrings, if you will, back in the day when Eisenhower was around and stuff, okay? How do you know that we weren't, in fact, using our own biological robots to make various things happen and experiment? So, in other words, instead of just being gifted technology, we were gifted some of these biological robots. And they were working for us. So that's my theory, guys. It runs to this day. We have certain biological entities that are not made of us, from our area. and they are in league with us. And yeah, they do work with us. It's a corporation. They have various kinds of different extraterrestrials from their stream, and then there's other streams, which means other kinds of extraterrestrials. Most of the extraterrestrials have converted from biological to some form of different formats, so that their structure doesn't get decay. So remember that.